Hi, it's Mark from Mark of the Cyberbeast, Cybertruckin the Keys. I'm gonna stop today at my favorite breakfast and lunch sandwich place. Right behind me, in this unassuming strip mall. No, it's not Thing Bagels, it's effing Bagels. This place has the most awesome breakfast sandwiches, and they do lunch sandwiches great as well. What I will tell you, two things, very important. My favorite, bacon, egg, and cheese on a salt bagel. Boom! Second, if you're going on any charter fishing trips, because when you're in the Keys, you're gonna do charter fishing because fishing here is absolutely amazing. So you come here, grab a large coffee, grab a bagel breakfast for the morning, and then grab your lunch sandwich for when you have lunch on the boat. It's one stop fits all. They offer great breakfast and sandwiches. We're to go inside and speak with Trinity, the owner, and ask her some questions and have a bite to eat. Okay, so we got here after breakfast, but aside from their usual, typical onion, garlic, Asiago, jalapeno, salt poppy bagels that you see here, they also have some unique ones, such as Fruity Pebble and Sprinkles, and cinnamon sugar s'mores, just in case you have a sweet tooth. Okay, so 99% of the time I'm here getting a breakfast bagel. Again, it's the bacon, egg, and cheese on a salt bagel. To me, that is the ultimate. So I come here for lunch once in a while. Usually the lunch is to go when I'm going out boating or snorkeling or something like that. Today I went for a Reuben on a jalapeno cheddar bagel. Also got a side of the hash brown casserole, which is amazing. You gotta go with that. But the cool thing is with their sandwiches, you get a bagel with a nice flavor on it. It really adds to the meal. So I figured a Reuben with a little kick to it probably be a good start for the day. Again, it's smoking hot, just came out of the grill and out of the oven. So I can't wait to enjoy this. But again, drink-wise, they've got a bunch of canned and bottled beverages. And again, coffee, of course, for your bagel. But effing Bagels lives up to its name because they are effing bagels. Okay, Mark of the Cyberbeast, Cybertruckin the Keys, here with Trinity from effing Bagels. Now, I just had my first bite of the sandwich and the hash brown casserole. The hash brown casserole, you gotta tell us your secret. That thing is the freaking bomb.
It's ridiculous, yeah. It's amazingness. The best you'll ever have.
Very cheesy.
It is cheesy hash brown casserole.
Awesome. Well, the thing I like about the Reuben, I was able to get my choice of bagel, and having that kick of jalapeno in there really hit it. Now, effing Bagels. Everyone out there wants to know, why effing bagel? Where did that name come from?
Well, when we were trying a whole bunch of different samples of bagel dough and trying to make a blueberry bagel, actually we still don't have a blueberry bagel. It was my son Joey and my other kind of adopted son Landon who did about 15 different recipes. And I said, if I try another effing bagel, I'm gonna lose my mind. And my youngest son, Colton, says, oh, well, Mom, since that's your favorite word, why don't you name it? So I kind of do have a little bit of a trucker mouth, not in public and not in very sophisticated situations or scenarios. I'm very professional, but I do have a little bit of a trucker's mouth. So I thought, you know what, let's bring back some, you know, when I grew up, we had Saturday Night Live. We had, you know, we watched boxing, you know, we watched real football, you know, it was, you know, everybody made fun of everybody. It wasn't, you know, this president versus that. It wasn't political. It was, you know, it was everybody had fun. And so I thought, well, let's bring back some humor and some people come in. I had a guy today come in probably in his late 70s, maybe early 80s. I'm not sure. He was a little bit older. And he says, I came in for an effing bagel. They better be effing good. I said, they're amazing. So it's funny. That's what it's about, you know, just getting back to something fun and enjoyable and a good product.
Well,
you know?
It's a fun story because, you know, everyone, why is it called Thing Bagels? And come on, we all know. But now you open up the door for my next question. You're talking about trying to make a good blueberry bagel. What we just showcased, some of your bagels you have some unusual bagels. Fruity Pebbles, Sprinkles.
S'mores.
Tell us about s'mores. Tell us about some of these unique flavors. Where did they come from?
We just wanted to, because it's not a donut, so you'll have people come in and ask if we have donuts too, and we're like, nope, we just have bagels. So we kind of wanted to do a sweeter, kind of spin on it. We do a cinnamon sugar cream cheese. We also have, yesterday or the day before, I did, we make our own frosting when we do our cinnamon rolls, so I did frosting on it and some Oreo crumbs, so I did the Oreo bagel. So just to kind of give that sweet tooth, and it's nice too, because like I personally don't really care for donuts. Every once in a while I will. You get that craving, but for the most part I don't. I'm not really as sweet. I'm more of a savory breakfast person, but I can eat one of those because it's not too sweet. So just kind of our twist on things,
What's the percentage you think kids versus adults get those?
I would say more adults do, actually.
Really?
Because especially Fruity Pebbles, I think it's, people's childhood. It would be like a cereal, so, Fruity Pebbles, and always. And they'll get one of those and eat it while they're waiting. It's kind of dessert before.
But the best part of that cereal, though, is the milk afterwards. You have that fruity colored milk, right?
Yep. And they get a chocolate milk or a Yoo-Hoo, and that's why we sell more Yoo-Hoos, I think, than anything else in there. It's funny, it's kind of from our childhood. It's not even really the best chocolate milk, it's just something we relate to, I think, from our childhood.
Rekindling that memory. But now, how long have you been here with Effing Bagels?
July was 3 years.
3 years. Now, this is kind of an offshoot from your other business you have, correct?
Catering, yes.
So you do catering here in the Keys, and you decided, okay, well, let's go ahead and do breakfast? Is that how it happened?
Well, when this spot became available, it was a coffee shop before, a really, really great, amazing coffee shop. And so when they closed, I watched people come by. Probably 200 people a day come by, and I thought, well, okay. And I thought, well, since we do so many brunches and things like that, that way I can utilize it maybe for a venue. We could put up to 50 people in here, so we can do even any of the wedding planners, they know if something happens at an event that doesn't have a tent or is outdoors, they can just shoot over and utilize the space if they need to for rehearsal dinners. And then we do so many brunches after the weddings that I thought, let's go ahead and have this opportunity to maybe do breakfast, since we're already doing this all the time.
Yep.
And then, and it was actually, a bagel shop actually was applied to be in the plaza a year or two before, and then never did it. So I was like, all right, that would be kind of awesome.
And
we didn't have any in the town. We do have one other one right now, but we didn't have any in town when I opened.
Well, that's the thing. Many people don't realize around here, really, breakfast, you have like Mangrove Mike's, which is kind of like a diner, but there's really nothing to either sit down real quick or grab something to go. And as I was,
that's quality.
Yeah, that's not your Wendy's or something, right? But what I was telling people, what a lot of people do, what I do at least, is I'll grab breakfast here, then I'll grab a lunch to go. When I go out fishing or snorkeling, this way I've got everything in one stop, and that's what makes it really good. But the food here is definitely high quality. I can tell just eating it is legit homemade. This isn't out of a can, right?
Yeah, the Bel Glasso for our Asiagos is so expensive, but you gotta have the best. We do like a jalapeno cheddar bacon bagel. You have the jalapeno cheddar. Our bacon is 6-8 bacon, and nobody even serves that in town. You can't even get it. Even Green Turtle, who's amazing, has a fabulous, breakfast doesn't even serve that. And that's 6 to 8 slices a pound. So we serve the best bacon around, and, we want that quality. If somebody's going on the boat, we'll wrap the subs up really good, or the sandwiches clubs. We do an amazing turkey club. We just want to have something that's quality. When you come in, you can get a breakfast or combo, bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel with a hash brown casserole, a coffee, or a beverage, and it's $20. You can't go anywhere in town. We went to Taco Bell with my son when we were in Homestead, and it was $36 for 2 people to eat Taco Bell. $18 a piece. So, and you're not even getting quality.
All processed over there, yep.
Yep. So, that's something too, and especially with what's going on today, and everybody trying to get better products and trying to have better quality. It makes a difference. So.
Well, we're going to share a funny story because, as you know, we're Cybertruckin the Keys, one of my favorite stops here in the Upper Keys now. We're in Alamorada on Upper Metacumby.
We should put a bagel on the top of the mirrored Cybertruck. Or we can just put you in the bagel costume.
Later about
we can put you in the bagel costume.
The bagel costume. Well, when I was down here with my other truck last time, which was a 2-wheel drive Tundra, I ran into a bit of an issue, and Trinity came to the rescue. What happened there? 2-wheel drive doesn't do well in sand?
No. We had to pull you out, But he got smart, and now his wife drives around because she doesn't get stuck. So we solved that problem. 2 girls. Well, that's why you have a lot of women in your life.
They're very, very helpful. But you'll be proud to know the Cybertruck, even pulling 5,000 pounds of seaweed through the sand, no problem, didn't get stuck.
Oh, that's what they're supposed to do.
But you know, 4-wheel drive is a big difference than 2-wheel drive.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, and we're glad you learned that.
and Trinity even got me a shovel to help dig myself out of the next bind I'm in, but hopefully it won't be one because the Tundra is kind of like a secondary truck.
You've moved her aside and retired her for that work, that type of work.
I'll tell you, driving the Cybertruck down here is so much nicer. I mean, don't get me wrong, flying's nice, but my little poodle does not fly well. So.
Well, it makes a difference.
It does. Well, Trinity,
again, quality makes a difference.
Absolutely, and that's why we got the Cybertruck. But you've got a nice big truck too, so.
I got a 250.
It moves. Well, this food, like I said, the hash brown was the first thing I went for, and that was just off the chart. But the pastrami is definitely the game changer. And again, I was telling everyone, I'm going to say for the third time in this episode, bacon, egg, and cheese on a salt bagel. I'm telling you, that's my favorite.
But we don't tell Dolly that because it'll make you retain a lot of water.
That's okay. But it's definitely, you know, because you don't have to salt and pepper the egg, you know, so it helps.
It does help, and it's funny too because we didn't have it in the beginning, and we have people that drive from Marathon, which is, you know, 45 minutes, and they'll drive all the way up here just to order salt bagels from us, which is funny. Sesame and salt are some of our, other than the traditional everything or plain that are the most popular, sesame and salt are our next, you know, we sell a lot of them.
It's that pretzel type.
Yeah.
You know, and you have that hankering for it, so. And that's me. I drink a lot of water, thank goodness, so I can have a lot of salt. Trinity, thanks again for joining us today, and great lunch here. And folks, effing bagels. Now you know the secret story behind it. If you have to eat one more effing bagel, it better be here at Effing Bagels.
See you soon.
Okay, folks, that's it. Look at that. Clean this plate. You don't have to wash this plate. It's clean. I ate every drop. Phenomenal meal. Now, I'm gonna take Trinity 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds in my Cybertruck and call it a day. Folks, now you know where to get the best effing bagels in the Keys right here, Upper Matacumbe, Alamorada, Effing Bagels. Now, as you know, we're gonna have new content for you tomorrow, but this weekend, Trinity is part of the committee that's putting together one of the biggest fundraisers here in the Upper Keys. It's called the Conch Scramble. This is where you hit golf balls, right? And since we don't really have a golf course, it's in the water. Last year they've raised almost $80,000 for charity. So we're gonna have a lot of great video for the fun times for the Conch Scramble that goes on every single year. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. We got great new content coming out for you tomorrow. But what you have to do, questions, comments below, hit the button for subscribe, and we're going to see you again tomorrow. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to see you again tomorrow.